Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are well. Welcome to your HIMediaTV news update. And from the AP, written by Jan M. Olsen, Frederick X is proclaimed the new King of Denmark after his mother, Queen Margaret II, abdicates. Copenhagen, Denmark's Prime Minister proclaimed Frederick X as the king on Sunday after his mother, Queen Margaret II, formally signed her abdication, with massive crowds turning out to rejoice in the throne passing from a beloved monarch to her popular son. Margaret, 83, was the first Danish monarch to voluntarily relinquish the throne in nearly 900 years. Many thousands of people gathered outside the palace where the royal succession took place. The mood jubilant in the Nordic nation experienced its first royal succession in more than half a century, and one not caused by the death of a monarch. Denmark's monarchy traces its origins back to a 10th century Viking king, Gorm the Old, making it the oldest in Europe and one of the oldest in the world. Today, the royal family's duties are largely ceremonial. Margaret signed her abdication during a meeting with the government at the Christiansborg Palace, a vast complex in Copenhagen that's been the seat of Danish power for centuries. It now houses the royal reception rooms and royal stables, as well as the Danish Parliament, the Prime Minister's office, and the Supreme Court. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen next proclaimed Frederick king from the balcony of the palace before the cheering crowd. Frederiksen read the proclamation 3 times, which is tradition, as Frederick stood beside her wearing a ceremonial military uniform adorned with medals. He was then joined in the balcony by the new Australian-born Queen Mary and the couple's 4 children. The crowd spontaneously sang the national anthem. Quote, "My hope is to become a unifying king of tomorrow," Frederick said. "It is a task I've approached all my life. It is a custom for each new sovereign to adopt a royal motto as a guiding principle for their reign, and Frederick is united, committed for the kingdom of Denmark." Quote, "I want to return the trust I meet," the new king said. "I need trust from my beloved wife, you, in that which is greater than us." And in more good news, apparently a short-term funding bill has been, a deal on a short-term funding bill has been reached to avert a government shutdown. Sources say congressional leaders have reached a deal on a short-term funding bill that would avert a partial government shutdown. Sources familiar with the agreement confirmed to CBS News, written by Ferris Tanyos and Nicole Killian. The continuing resolution would fund the government through March the 1st and 8th. Sources said the current funding deal, which went into effect in November, funds some federal departments through the 19th of January and others through February 2nd. House Speaker Mike Johnson is expected to brief House Republicans on the measure in a call Sunday evening. Sources said the text of the bill is expected to be released Sunday night, according to the spokesperson for Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. This would mark the 3rd short-term spending deal Congress had reached since September. Democrats and Republicans had been far apart in budget negotiations, with Republicans seeking significant spending cuts. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Thursday that he was moving forward with his own spending measure on a short-term spending deal. Schumer said some lawmakers actually say a shutdown would be a good thing, end quote, adding that those who would want a shutdown are really trying to, quote from Schumer, in his own opinions of it, bullying the rest of Congress and the country to bend to their extremist views. Schumer and Johnson reached an agreement last weekend to set an overall government spending bill of $1.66 trillion for the fiscal year of 2024. That includes $886 billion for defense spending and $772 billion for non-defense spending. The several hardline House conservatives tried to get Johnson to change the top-line spending agreement, but Johnson reporters told Friday it would remain in place. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to your HIMediaTV news update. I appreciate your time, and your listenership, and I will see you guys tomorrow.